Afternoon, folks. How's everybody doing? I had an okay day. Didn't do much. Happy Friday, by the way. I hope you all are doing well. It is not a beer video. It just happened to be the red shirt I wore for Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed till we can get the friggin' Warhawks and the neocons and the friggin' rest of the government, the Uniparty, to bring back our children from overseas where they have no business being in the first place. I believe you should have a king if you're going to build empires. We don't. So, let's get them home. Kind of leads into what I was thinking about today. I was on the phone with Angus. Angus calls to check in on me and make sure I'm doing okay, because he's a really good guy. Might be a little worried, but I keep telling him, dude, I'm not going to go sideways. If I go sideways, I'll give you a heads up so you can come with me, and then we can have fun together. That's not me, though. Eventually, we wound up, we were talking about the grandkids and this and that. I bought Emma new books. Caveman Don Drains the Swamp and Caveman Don Builds the Wall. They're actually really cute and funny. It's like Dr. Seuss does politics. The kid will like it for the artwork, and she won't understand what the hell's going on, so it doesn't really matter. And then later on, I figured I'd grab them before they got banned, because in this country these days, we're losing our freaking minds. Anyway, we got back around to Corona, because it affects him directly, and it affects me directly. It's the mask thing. Mandatory masks everywhere you go. As I said to him, you can't even go out to a restaurant and grab a burger for lunch. Just can't. He goes, well, we didn't close everything down. I said, how are you supposed to eat with a mask on? And if you take the mask off to eat, doesn't that defeat the purpose of having the mask? Neither here nor there. I'm a pretty nice fella. On the overall, I'm big yellow dog friendly most of the time. But like everybody else, I have things. And one of the things I have is, if you ask me a question and I give you an answer, dude, we need to go out. I can't. I got shit to do for mama. Well, we could go out anyway. No, I can't. Shit that needs to be done. Don't have the opportunity to go. I don't have the ability. Just go. Oh, but we should go anyway. Okay, now I've had to repeat myself. Okay? I don't like repeating myself. I don't suffer fools lightly. These are my friends, so they're not automatically fools. But if I gave you an answer, that's the answer. And if you push it, I'm going to lose my patience, because I don't have a lot of patience. I'm not a very patient person. Some things, yes, but most things, no. If you're an adult, we're having an adult conversation, I gave you an answer. Do you want a different answer? Because I'm not changing it. This is the fucking it. This is the answer I have. It's a shortcoming of mine. I understand that. There are other shortcomings I need to work on before I get around to that one. On the flip side, if you're stupid enough to push the point, you're only going to make my anger go up. I get kind of the volcanic temper from my dad. Everything's all well and good until Vesuvius explodes. But that's not it. And it's a subject for a different day, but it's part of the overall. I'm talking to him, we're bullshitting back and forth. Just checking in, making sure everybody's good, making sure everybody's sleeping right. And these are crazy days, so, you got to keep in touch. We got on the subject of the masks, because you can't go out and grab a fucking burger, you got to wear a goddamn mask. He goes, yeah, you know, he's a libertarian. When I say that there was somebody who told me I was libertarian, it was him, and he was right to a degree. But then I realized I'm not, and I couldn't be a libertarian now with all the walk-away Democrats that have destroyed the Libertarian Party. I was looking at posts online, and I'm like, you guys just aren't seeing it. You destroyed the Democrat Party. You got unhappy with it, then you left, then you came to the Libertarian Party because you thought libertarian meant liberal. It does, but there are rules, and these people don't understand. It's like a California, New York thing. Neither here nor there. He used the phrase, "That is not the hill I choose to die on. That is not the sword I want to fall on." Fair enough. You should always pick your battles. This is called smart. But here's the thing. And if you've gotten this far and you've sat through all my bullshit, I'd really like a response. 2 words in the things down there. You can write me 2 paragraphs if you want. I answer anyway. What is your hill? They've incrementally been destroying this country, and they were doing it under cover, sort of. They were doing it behind the scenes, little tiny bits at a time, so you wouldn't notice. As more and more of your freedoms got pulled away, as they wrote more laws, as they took tragedies and didn't let the crisis go to waste to remove more of your freedoms. Where is your hill? I gave him this one. My brother, I love him. It came around to, if we had an actual unbiased media. Now, I know what everybody's going to say. Well, it's biased on both sides. And it is. 100% true. That's the whole Tas Pravda concept. Tas and Pravda meant truth and voice, I think. I don't speak Russian. But the Russian Ministry of Information understood that people need to have both sides of the coin so that they could pick a team. Republican, Democrat. Cowboys, anybody who has taste. You see where I'm going with this. It's part of the dichotomy. People need this. And so even the communists understood this. They gave them 2 newspapers. Both approved by the Ministry of Information. So that it's not like there was any real difference. It was just 2 opposing viewpoints, more or less. Which is what we have now. But what we don't have is unbiased empirical reporting. Now, I will say this. I am talking expressly about the mainstream media, the news outlets. I'm not talking about the alt guys. I'm not talking like Styx or Razor or Rubin or Whittle or any of the other ones I listen to, Lauren Chen, Lauren Southern. I take my information from everywhere. I'm weird that way. I'll take all the information I can get my hands on. I will throw the outliers out, blend up the other stuff, and then I'll look for the median, and usually the middle is where the truth lies. It's always a little bit of both. It's never purely one or the other. But I said I could solve it tomorrow, and he goes, you know, you got to stop with the tar and feathers things, man. And I'm like, I'm not talking tar and feathers. As I understand it, if you use false information to terrorize people, to move them in the political direction you want them to go to. So Tokyo rose during World War II, and I forget who the Vietnamese one was. We had Hanoi Jane. We didn't even need that one. Lord Ha-Ha. These people were declared enemies of the state. They were war criminals. They they were war criminals. Like, that's what they were declared. And I don't see how the mainstream media is any different at this point. They lie to you. They make shit up. 10 minutes, so we're almost done. They lie to you, they make shit up. The president's evil, the president's great. But nobody will actually go, they're peaceful protesters or they're rioters. Black Lives Matter is a charitable organization. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. Okay? Those are the two you get, but nobody will ever give you the one in the middle that breaks it down in the mainstream. Now, if you go online, you can find all this stuff. It's there. Problem is, the people who pay attention online aren't the majority of the people in the country. The majority of the people in the country are being driven by the narrative put out by the big globalist mainstream corporations. I told them, these people have committed treason and sedition. They need to be hung, literally, from lampposts by ropes. And this is the difference between he and I. A very nice, warm, loving person who isn't as reactionary as I am, whereas I am just a miserable bastard, and I believe if you've literally overstepped the boundaries, then it's time to remove you. These are not games. The Texas drive-through electrocution thing where 3 people watched you kill somebody else, there is no doubt it was you. There's no doubt that you murdered someone. Express lane to the chair. Okay with that. What's wrong with that? Granted, eyewitnesses aren't the best thing. Separate subject. But the big question is, what's your hill? What's your thing? There are people whose hill is abortion. There are people whose hills is the Second Amendment, or the First Amendment, or the Fourth Amendment. Everybody should actually be the 10th Amendment, but nobody knows what it says. That's a separation of powers clause. But what's yours? Where's your hill? Are you ever going to find one? Are you just going to continue to let them roll by like you're on a train? The train keeps going and the hills keep passing by the window. I don't know. We have to do something, folks. We are at a turning point in our history. I see 2 very bleak futures coming out of this. The first is we allow the left to do what they want to do, which is turn us into commie paradise, as it were. And so we destroy America, the last vestige of any kind of personal freedom. We give it up to the state, and we allow a global corporate hegemony to take over the whole planet and decide what's best for you. Or we wind up in a horrible, I hate to use the word civil war because there's nothing civil about warfare. But basically, I see us fighting each other and destroying the country and having to rebuild, and that's not a particularly bright future either. 50 years from now, maybe. I don't know. We need to do something. I'm not even bothering with Trump. This needs to be grassroots level anyway. 14 minutes, 1 more minute, and we're out of here, because I don't want this to go 20. Trump can't do jack shit like Obama couldn't do jack shit, because they literally designed the system that way. If you're not doing what the uniparty wants, they will block you at every turn. It is what it is. So, think about it. Get back to me, let me know. What is your hill? But we're going to have to pick one soon, folks, and there's a lot of important ones out there that we just say, well, somebody else will take care of it. Nobody else will take care of it. It doesn't work that way. Maybe if you took care of it, you might have somebody come along and give you a hand. Somebody's got to turn the first shovelful of dirt before you can get people to help you in the community garden. Just saying. Thanks for popping in. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. If you're in Phoenix or any of the other cities that are now mask law compliant, stupidest goddamn thing. This is what happens when the Mephiles people get in. And why do the Mephiles people not ever friggin' do anything other than legislate? Legislate the Mephiles. I just don't want it to go to voting from rooftops, folks. That's all I'm saying. I will see you on the next one. Have a nice weekend. Be safe, be happy, be healthy, and just be in the moment. It's an interesting place sometimes. All right. Adios.